Are correlations good or bad in the market? If I'm trading a specific asset, do I want to be looking at other assets to tell me to get in or not? Now, S&P and Nasdaq, right? Equities in general, they have a positive correlation. It's not always going to be one to one. But I do have an issue with this because there is going to be divergence at times, and you're not necessarily going to know who leads who. So I generally like to trade each individual asset by itself based on its own information, because there could be some situations where the S&P leads or the Nasdaq leads. There could be a situation where the Nasdaq has a few constituents that are doing poorly and the S&P is fine, just like today with Microsoft. Microsoft had some harsh news pre-market, dumps the market, both S&P and Nasdaq, but there is a situation at the beginning of the day where the S&P is holding a much better bid than the Nasdaq. So if I'm to look at this, I'm not going to say, well, I got to short this S&P right now because Nasdaq isn't producing higher highs and higher lows, right? You can see over here lower highs on Nasdaq, incremental higher highs or equal highs on the S&P trying to hold out. So I'm not going to say, oh, okay, well, it has to be lockstep, but it is good to understand who's kind of dragging who down. So long story short, am I going to blindly just trust maybe Nasdaq's weakness to sell the S&P? Not necessarily, but it is good to see who is leading who, which one is the weaker or stronger market without getting too involved in, "Oh, I have to trade Nasdaq based on the S&P movement." Trade them individually, understand what they're doing, because they can have some kind of influence, but it's not going to be, oh, if I'm trading Nasdaq, I have to only look at S&P. Just keep that in mind, and remember to check out tradeproacademy.com, our open community.tradeproacademy.com.